Hi, I'm Mandy Pryor and welcome to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Spotlight on Pittsburgh is a program about Pittsburgh's most fascinating people and what they do to make our city an amazing place to live and work. When we come back, I'll introduce you to Denise Galloni from DG Training Solutions, and later we'll introduce you to Jessica Eberley, the founder and CEO of HRT Solutions, who has also been recognized for a national award. Find out why coming up in a bit.
Our family was drifting apart until we found a connection.
You have the power to change your child's life. The Boys Town National Hotline can help.
Hi and welcome. Denise, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for inviting me, Mandy. I'm excited to be here.
Good. So what can you tell me about what you do? Tell me a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, 4 years ago, I started my company, DG Training Solutions Incorporated. For years, I was a corporate trainer working for major companies, and I just got tired of it one day and decided to start my own business. So I quit my job, full-time job, and took that jump and became an entrepreneur.
So how scared were you at first?
Terrified at first, still, 4 years later. It is scary. But I got to the point where I thought, if I don't do it now, I'll probably never do it, because there's never the right time to do it. There's always something going on. So I just decided to go ahead and just do it.
Well, I think a lot of people out there want to do that, and they're just so afraid. So it just took one day of you saying, "That's it, I'm doing my own thing."
Well, I planned for it too.
Well,
So
that's good.
I didn't just walk in and do it. I did plan for it a little bit. But what I do is I still basically do the same thing, but now I do it for myself and I do some other things. So I go into corporations and I help them with any communications issues they have. I don't know if you've ever worked in a large company. A lot of times there's drama. There's conflict.
What?
I know. A lot of changes that happen every day. So I go in there and help train their employees on how to deal with those types of issues. I also do a lot of public workshops and public speaking. I'm a professional speaker. So that keeps me busy too.
You also have your own community TV show, correct?
I do, and I'm usually in that chair.
Well, for you, how does it feel to be in that chair today?
It's kind of fun. It is very fun. I have a TV show called Empowering Women, and it's on BethelPark TV.
It's our neighbor.
You're right across the border here, yes. I had so many people help me along the way when I became an entrepreneur, so many wonderful women. I decided to start this show and introduce people to those women so they could give information out to help empower the audience, to inspire them to live their dreams.
That's wonderful. And so when you go into these companies, what do you think is the biggest thing that that these companies need from you?
They know what they need, but sometimes it takes an outsider coming in and saying, this is what you need to do. Bring in that other person, that expert person to come in and do it. Normally it's management that you just need to talk to them, and they talk to their employees, better communication, and basically communication is at the root of all of it.
And so what do you like the most about it?
I enjoy going to different companies, meeting new people. I'm always in front of someone different. I like getting up in front of people and speaking. I'm one of those weird people that enjoy doing that.
Yeah, that takes a lot. It is.
It does.
The only reason I ever started doing this and what I've done is because I had terrible stage fright. So
a lot of people did. The number one fear, worse than death.
It's fun to get over your fears.
It is fun to get over your fears and push yourself past that comfort zone.
Yeah, and as you can see, I'm not as shy as
I
once was. So weren't you were also voted something as well, if I recall.
In high school?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it's so funny because I just had a high school reunion. And I haven't gone back to those reunions for years and years. I'm not going to say how many years because we'll just keep that a little secret. But I was voted the most quietest girl in high school because I never opened my mouth and I never said a word.
That's hard to believe, no offense.
Everybody tells me that. People can't believe it. And I really just as a young adult, I thought I really have to snap out of this. I need to push myself and really start speaking up. Because you just get pushed in the background if that happens.
Sure. I mean, I think you have to have a voice somehow,
You have to have a voice.
some way.
So I did find my voice. And I went back to my reunion and they said, what are you doing now? And I said, hey, I'm a professional speaker. I get in front of all these people and I speak and I have a TV show. And they're like, yo, really, what are you doing? So they were a little surprised.
So public speaking wise, what types of, I guess, events, seminars? Tell me a little bit about that.
I do a lot of workshops, and they're public workshops, so I put them on my website and anyone can attend. A lot of networking. I teach people how to network. People are afraid of that.
That is.
I teach people how to find their why they're afraid of public speaking. That's number one fear, worse than death. It's crazy.
Horrible?
It is
like,
crazy.
hold on. Nope, I'm not talking up there. I'm going to go. I got to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So I teach a lot of those classes. I do one-on-one coaching. So if you had an issue, maybe you had a big presentation coming up, that I would help you get over some of those fears. Because public speaking is not about getting in front of a large group like I do. Public speaking is standing up in a meeting and just talking, giving an update on your project you're doing. And people don't realize that. And if you can't do that, that can really hold you back in your professional career.
Absolutely. It's very intimidating.
Yes.
It starts at the interview level.
It surely does.
I mean, you're pretty much, you're being a public speaker, though you're probably sitting down. It feels the same way.
Right.
That's that nerves, that you're
Right.
afraid of talking in front of someone.
You're afraid. You have to articulate yourself so you sound like you know what you're talking about.
And so, where do you see your company in the next 5 years?
That's a great question, Mandy. I have a lot of new things coming out. I've been teasing people on Facebook with all these little things I have coming out. I'm working on some online master classes. The first one is going to be out this week.
This week.
This week.
Okay.
I'm going to record it this week, and it's going to be out there, the first one. It's how to present like a pro. And the pro is an acronym, so you're going to have to tune in to see what that means. And I have a couple other ones coming out.
And so these are online workshops?
They're going to be online classes, yes.
All right. So you're bringing everything into the digital age. I love that.
I am.
And who can take part in these classes?
Anyone. I'll have it all over my social media, and I'll also have it on my Facebook page, my website.
Which we will list for everybody.
And people can sign up for my free newsletter. And if they sign up for my newsletter, there's going to be a special code in there where they can take the first one for free.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Because
so-
you want to try it.
Want
right?
to try it? Yes. So I'm excited about that. Something completely new for me. So I'm really
Well,
excited.
I did a virtual networking, and I thought that was great. I mean, just the fact it's faster. We're running out of time somehow. We're running. We're trying to do so many things, which is great. But where are those minutes you're making up for it? So it's nice to be able to just sit and be like, okay, it's time.
Right.
Like, you're done. You're there.
And people's schedules are different.
Yeah.
For you, maybe 11 o'clock at night is the perfect time to do that.
True. So you can take it, you can watch it at any time.
Anytime you can. It's on demand, anytime you want it.
That's nice.
That is
makes
nice.
a big difference. I have a 2-year-old, so he controls my life.
Right.
I lost that 2 years ago. So. And do you have anything else coming up?
I'm teaching a lot of community classes. Networking for introverts seems to be a real popular one.
Yes.
Teaching people how to get out there and speak to people and talk about their actual business. People tell me they go to networking events and they don't talk about their business.
I've seen some downfalls of networking where people don't really have a very strong, I guess, their opening line,
Right.
which I like
They're
to say.
commercial,
They're
yes.
commercial. So, and it's hard for somebody to say, hey, this is what you're doing wrong, because then you feel like you're,
Right.
they might be even more shy after that. So.
And sometimes it's easier for an outside person to say, you need to say this, or what are you trying to say, and help them along.
Yeah, so where will you be teaching those classes? Are different places?
Different places. I have them come up in CCAC, South Campus, and also teaching a lot of classes from Mount Lebanon, which is really down the street too. So
Very close.
Everything's nice and local, and everything's, again, on my website.
And how long have you been teaching courses?
I've been teaching courses my whole career, but I've been teaching at CCAC in these structured courses just recently.
Well, that's
all
good.
It's all new this year.
That's, I think something that everybody wants to try, at least. So it's nice to have a different audience, maybe.
It is a different
People who
audience.
are looking for education exactly, rather than, having to be like, oh, we have this meeting with this person scheduled Monday. Like,
Right.
This is like, no, I want to do this.
Yes.
So that's great.
Yes.
And what types of companies are you looking for your business?
I'll speak in any company, but normally the companies are small to medium size. The larger companies have their own people that can come in and do training.
So small to mid-size, where do you go? I mean, are you regional? Do you stick to just...
I've traveled all over. I've been in a couple different states. I just worked with a client that was global. So I was doing
wow.
webinars that were in the UK and India.
Well, that's great. At
So
least
all
you
over.
Definitely, we're going to see you everywhere then.
You are going to see me everywhere.
When's your DVD coming out? Wait, do we do
Soon.
that? Do we do DVDs anymore? I guess it would be like a Netflix
Download.
original,
Right,
documentary.
download. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us today that, can help you to expand your business, or tell us a little bit more about, the types of clients you're really can help?
Yeah. I just want to encourage people to get out of their comfort zone. And I think that's something I really want to stress. I do that with my TV show and a lot of the presentations that I give. Because if I can go from not saying a word in school, the people didn't even remember me at my first high school reunion I went to. And I only had 80 kids in my class. So
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was lost in the shuffle. That anyone could do that. So just get out there and just do a little bit every time. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And find your dreams and find that voice.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. We'll bring you back out in a little bit with Jessica, and you can get to know one another if you don't know each other already. I wasn't even sure, but we'll find out. So we'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Mandy.
You're welcome. To find out more about Denise, please go to dgtrainingsolutionsinc.com. We'll be back after this short break with Jessica.
Sometimes it's hard to see where you're going, but you have the power to change your problems. All it takes is courage. YourLifeYourVoice.org.
Hi, and welcome back to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Jessica, oh my gosh, it's so nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm excited to be here today.
You are exciting because you have so much going on right now. So tell me first a little bit about HRT Solutions.
Absolutely. So HRT Solutions is an organization that started with a focus of human resources and also talent. So we do human resources consulting for small to medium-sized businesses, and then we do recruitment for larger size organizations. We are just coming up on our 2-year anniversary, so super, super excited about that. And when we started, it was myself and a team of 4, and it's now myself and a team of 12.
Wow, so you're really growing in a couple years.
Yes.
Well, and it's good. You have recruitment in there, so that helps a little bit.
It definitely does.
Well, what's your background? Like, where does this all come from?
So my background is a split. So it's between human resources and also recruitment. And I knew for a very long time that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I just wasn't 100% sure where I wanted it to be. And after doing different trials, trying to make a determination of, do I want to go into retail? Do I want to have a retail shop? I finally realized that my passion was right in front of me with the human resources as well as the recruiting.
Sure. I think we all dabble in the retail shop thing for a minute. And then...
Agreed. Okay. Agreed.
So your passion's always been human resources, and now you're bringing that to all different companies and different sizes?
Yes. So the human resources piece, we really focus more on that small to medium-sized business. And really, when you think about it, there are a lot of small to medium-sized organizations who can't afford a full-time human resources professional, but really need one. So they need somebody to tell them this maybe isn't legal or compliant, or they might just need a little bit of additional help. And so that's where we step in to help to make sure that they're being compliant.
Well, I think that's extremely important. I'm a small business entrepreneur, and yeah, that's terrifying. That first employee or employee, I should say, that's the scariest one, because you're not exactly sure. You're just not. So
right.
That's the hardest step, and making sure as you go along, everything else is being checked off.
And I got the opportunity to actually work with somebody who was in a marketing business. And he came to me and said, I have too much work. I definitely need somebody, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
And so that gave me the opportunity to say, okay, what is it that you're scared about? What do we need to do to make sure that you can hire this person so you can continue to grow your business? And sometimes it's just asking yourself, do I want to grow my business? And if I do I need to add additional people to make that happen?
That's true. That's true. You're just like speaking to me as my marketing company right now, but that's besides the point.
We can talk offline about that.
So tell me a little bit about what you've been doing with SCORE.
Absolutely. So super, super fortunate that our organization got chosen as one of the SCORE winners in Pennsylvania. So really tough competition. There were over 70 other competitors just in Pennsylvania alone and over 1,000 nationally.
Wow.
And got the opportunity to post what we were doing and got the community behind us to get votes. We were super fortunate to get over 50,000 votes for HRT Solutions.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yes, it was incredibly exciting. And I think getting the community behind us was the part that was most exciting. And got the opportunity to go to Reno with the other 102 winners. And we're currently waiting to hear more back. So we had some assignments that we had to do over the past 3 months and are currently waiting to hear back if we're one of the national winners.
Wow. So you have, not only do you have your own company that's doing very well, but you also are working with this giant award that's like, that could be really amazing.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about SCORE and what they do and how you got involved with them?
Absolutely. So interestingly enough, I found the competition on Facebook.
That's where we all live.
And I looked at it and I thought, is this something that we should do? And I saw the other competitors and I thought, this would be incredible to be with these other competitors. So I went through and I wrote up a description, told my team, hey, we're going to go ahead and do this competition. Let's get sharing it. Let's get people involved. Let's get people voting. And that was how it all started. And so I wasn't super familiar with SCORE until that point. And then I started to do some additional research. And after I went through the training in Reno, I realized that you can also get a SCORE mentor. And so SCORE mentors are essentially business executives who have retired and who are donating their time to small businesses to help them learn and grow. And from returning from Reno, I got the opportunity to partner with Mark, who's my SCORE mentor. And so he has helped me make some decisions on my own and say, I was kind of back and forth on hiring an additional person. And so at that point, I needed that person to say to me, no, you're growing your business, you need to add that additional person. So really enjoying working with him.
Well, I mean, I've worked with some SCORE mentors in the past, and they're absolutely wonderful, and it's a great service for business owners and anybody in between. So the fact that you're being recognized by them is it's an honor in itself. And having the community even, I like that you said that the community being behind your company, that's incredible, because an award lasts for only a moment, but having the community with you and being able to do stuff with them, makes it all worth it, I think.
Absolutely.
And so what can you tell me about where you see your company in 5 years?
So if somebody said to me 2 years ago, where do you see your company? I know it wouldn't be where we are. We've been incredibly lucky, but I see us continuing to build a really strong team. So we have a team that works incredibly hard and really puts our clients first. So I see us continuing to do that. I see us continuing to grow on both the recruitment side as well as the human resources side. And then as we look forward, we're also looking to put some programs in place to help stay-at-home moms return to work.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I mean, that's pretty much why I started my company, is I was ready to go back to work eventually. So
yes,
it's great to be a stay-at-home mom, but sometimes it's time to get out of there.
About 30% of our team are actually stay-at-home moms who have returned, and over 50% of our team have children that are under the age of 10.
And that comes with, you have to work with them and their schedules and everything. So
absolutely.
That's really great. And so what about you professionally? Where do you see yourself growing?
Yes. So continuing to be involved in the community is something that's incredibly important to me. I'm very involved in SHRM, also involved in other local HR chapters, and then continuing to mentor small businesses. So I currently work with the Center for Women's Entrepreneurship in Chatham, and I do some work with small businesses there. It's completely free, so if you're interested, you can absolutely, anybody who's watching.
I have an appointment there on Wednesday, just saying.
Hey, I love it there. They've been a huge part of my business success, so continuing to work with them. And then something else that our team does to give back to the community, we work with local charities. We're trying to move towards a monthly basis, but we've been working on at least a quarterly basis with local charities.
That's great. And so how can we help? Like, how can we get you to win the grand prize? Because it sounds like you're doing great stuff within the community as well as within your business, and to help other people. So what can we do to help you grow?
Absolutely. So please check out our website. So take a look there. The SCORE final entry has been in, so we're just waiting for that to come back. But like our Facebook page is another great place, and it's HRT Solutions PGH if you're searching for it, and continue to support us would be awesome.
And is there anything else that I haven't touched base on that you would like to talk about today?
No, I think that you covered a lot of it. Just want to take a minute to thank our fantastic clients as well as my team for all that they've done to get us to this point, and really to get us both moved forward and nominated for Pennsylvania and also through to the Nationals.
And so are you going to the Nationals? Is there like a... think? Or you don't know?
We don't know yet.
Oh, how exciting.
Yes, so we should find out within the next 3 weeks, and then the national competition takes place in Washington, D.C. in September.
Good. Well, we're rooting for you here at Spotlight on Pittsburgh.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I know I will certainly be rooting for Jessica to win one of the $15,000 grand prizes. When we return, we'll have a few quick trivia questions for Denise and Jessica, and we'll be right back in a second.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented, mostly by making changes in your diet, controlling your weight, and of course, by not smoking. Visit prevent50.org and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, and more.
Hi, and welcome back to Spotlight on Pittsburgh, Jessica and Denise. So your interviews are done. Do you have any questions for each other that you maybe didn't know about each other that you have, you want to know more about?
Well, Denise and I actually got the opportunity. Denise interviewed me 2 months ago.
I think so, yes.
And
On my show.
Yes, and so we got the opportunity to meet there. But it was really interesting for me to learn a lot more about your training company. So I knew about the show, but I didn't realize all of the training that you do.
Yes. Yeah,
And so you're both kind of in types of training for helping people in small businesses.
right,
Absolutely, in the HR realm.
right. Yeah, because training does fall under HR. And a lot of times we'll have a separate training department, but a lot of times the HR people looking for people to come in and do the trainings.
Absolutely. So there's definitely synergies there.
Yes.
I know, I feel like you guys can go on tour together after this or something.
We may.
We're thinking about it.
Depending on the topics, of course.
Right.
And have you ever heard of SCORE? Have you worked with SCORE?
I've heard of it. I've never worked with SCORE.
Because you guys are kind of similar in some ways.
Right, but I was so impressed when I heard Jessica's story. That's why I wanted to have her on my show to tell her story and, of course, wish her luck. And
Yes.
Absolutely.
Edge of my seat, waiting to get that email.
Well, I think we all are. You'll have to keep us posted on that for sure because, I'll be happy to blast it out and
I definitely
celebrate it with
Yeah.
everybody. Well, thank you both so much for coming on, and hopefully we get to find out more about what you do and get to watch you along the road. And we're always talking about our Spotlight on Pittsburgh guests for the future and keeping up with them.
thank you for having me, Mandy. It was fun.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Denise and Jessica, for joining us on this episode of Spotlight on Pittsburgh, and thank you all for watching. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Spotlight on Pittsburgh, and join us again next time when we shine the spotlight on 2 new guests.